I would like to introduce Kira Ross from Intercambio to tell us a little bit about the network and how Wisconsin literacy members can be involved.
Thank you, Anna. And it's so great to put faces to so many names who I've emailed with. It's great to see you all. So thanks for being here. And I just want to say right off the bat, you are always welcome to reach out to me personally with any questions moving forward after this. I'm available to support you all as best I can. So I am going to just go ahead and share my screen if that's all right. And can everyone see that okay?
Yep, this is perfect.
Perfect. So again, my name is Kira. I am the Partner Services Relationship Manager here at Intercambio. So I have a really fun job in that I get to work with all of our national partners like Wisconsin Literacy and all of the organizations involved in the coalition with Wisconsin Literacy, as well as lots of other organizations across the country. So it's a really fun, really interesting position I have here. And so I'm going to just do a quick introduction of Intercambio, just so you have a little context of where I am, who we are, and kind of the philosophy that the network came from. And then I'll talk about the network itself. I'll talk a little bit about the membership benefits and show you our member portal, which is an area of our website that is for members only and has lots of great teaching and program resources for you to access. And then I'll talk a little bit about our events, which are another great benefit of being in our network, involved in our network. And then I really want to leave lots of time for Q&A because I want this to be helpful for you all. And so please stop me at any time if something doesn't make sense, or if you have a question that's a burning question. Otherwise, I will reserve time at the end. So just briefly, so Intercambio has been around since 2001. We are a relatively small nonprofit based in Boulder County, Colorado. And so our mission is really to find this balance between focusing on language acquisition and language learning, and also building connections and building communities through this bridge of language learning. And I think that's something that we really share in a big way with Wisconsin Literacy. So that's just such a great partnership we've had. But since 2001, we've built up to having working with around 5,000 volunteer teachers. So we are completely volunteer teacher run. So we have a big emphasis on teacher training and really involving anyone from the community who's interested in working with a student or with a group class. And we worked with around 10,000 adult English learners here in Boulder County in one-on-one and group classes. We have a few different programs. So we have our local Boulder County classes that happen in two different parts of Boulder County, in the city of Boulder and in a town called Longmont. So we have two different options for in-person classes right now. And then we have one-on-one classes that take place in students' homes or in a chosen public space. We also have a program called CC English, which is an entirely online platform that is fairly new and that pairs a volunteer teacher with a student, and they meet entirely online, and and they can be located anywhere in the United States. So that's a new program, kind of a teacher-student matching program that we've started, but that uses our curriculum and our programming. And then last but not least, where I'm involved is our national program. So working with organizations like Wisconsin Literacy and all of your organizations who are either using our curriculum or partnering with us through the network, and who we share this common goal and these common missions with. Most of the organizations use our Confidence and Connections curriculum, and that's how we first get connected with them. We work with around 600 organizations around the country. School districts, literacy councils, churches, libraries, lots of different kinds of organizations. Our Confidence and Connections curriculum, some of you might use this now, some of you may not, but just quickly, this is a curriculum we launched in 2019. It's a 5-level curriculum with an intro book, 2 books per level. In the Intercambio way, we split the levels in 2 to have shorter completion cycles. We have a left and a right book in each level that go hand in hand. You can start with one or the other, but students must complete both. And that splitting the levels in 2 books, it really goes with our philosophy of just knowing the adult student really well, knowing that committing to a long-term class or a really long, dense academic book is really not effective or sustainable for many of our learners. And so having these shorter completion cycles has proven to be really effective in success rates and retention and building confidence. Being able to finish a book cover to cover feels really good. So now the network, now that you have maybe a little more of an understanding of who we are, if you're new to Intercambio, we developed the network. So I'll back up a little bit. When we first started developing our own curriculum in around 2008, we learned that, like us, there were a number of programs who just weren't satisfied with the kinds of curricula out there. Again, really academic, focused more on that academic piece than the real life day-to-day English that our students are really looking for. And so we started informally consulting with programs who then ended up purchasing our books, and that allowed us to have some revenue for our own local programming. We continued to build on that and build partnerships. And then around 2020, some things happened. It was, as you all know, it was an interesting year, but something that we really learned from the pandemic, and continuing to do our best to maintain these ties with our partner organizations, is we learned that there is just really a desire for connection. We've always focused on connection with our teachers and students, but there's really this need for connection between organizations like ours doing really similar work. It's not easy work. There's a lot to learn around working with volunteers, and certainly a lot to learn around teaching adult learners. So there's just this need for community. And so we developed the network for programs looking for a way to connect with other like-minded organizations and have a deeper level of support. So they don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've had a chance to develop a lot of materials and resources through the years, since 2001. And so being able to share those and learn from one another is really important. So we do this by offering, for example, our in-depth online teacher training that we use with our volunteers locally. We pivoted that to be an online training that could be shared nationally. And then offering live online webinars so that when we have a topic that our local teachers want to focus on or asking about, we share that with all of our national teachers as well, within the network. So that's kind of what you all are a part of now. We have a few different levels of this network. So we have Wisconsin Literacy itself as an umbrella joined us at the friend level. And with the friend level, it's really, there's an emphasis really on the live online webinars and on this network member portal, which I'll show you around here in a moment. But just briefly, so with the friend network membership, all teachers, anyone invited to participate in the group has access to this area of our website where we have past recordings of teacher trainings, live online webinars we've done. lots of customizable tools, like feedback forms for your teachers, worksheets, supplemental materials to the Confidence and Connections curriculum, and a number of other great tools in there. And I'll show you around again so you have a better sense of what that looks like. And then our quarterly live online webinars presented by the Intercambio team. I'll talk a little bit about what kinds of topics we've covered with those in a moment. But that's a really great highlight as well. So with those live online webinars, we have our network members, you all, and then we have our local teachers in Boulder County, and then our CC English, that online platform teachers, all come together for those. Also, we have our virtual summer conference that we started just 2 years ago. So our summer conference, we started actually in 2001. This is something that we've added as a network benefit for friends and family. And this is just another way to emphasize this focus on community and connection. So for the conference, we offer a menu of workshops. We have presenters from Intercambio. We get proposals from partner organizations around the country. And so we have presenters from all over and from lots of programs we work with. So that's a really great way to highlight different topics that are really a focus at different organizations and just hear from lots of different people. So the conference is a great benefit that we started, and everyone always leaves with new connections, new friends, like realizing you really relate to different programs around the country and what they're going through and experiencing, the good and the bad, you know, all of it. So it's a really supportive environment and really a lot of fun. So I hope you all can join us for this next one in August 23. For the family membership, so the one of the major difference with the family membership, and I know that we most of your organizations are, I think, in the friend level, and then a few have chosen to upgrade to family. And I think the major difference with the family level is access to our full online teacher training. And so that, as I mentioned a little earlier, was it's the training we've done with our local teachers and modified through the years and built to be a really comprehensive, thorough training that's been in person historically, that we've made an online version of and shared with network members. So for programs who have volunteers completely new to teaching and completely new to our curriculum, that's a really, really great way to provide them with support and training without you having to do it yourself. We, again, don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel. We have this really solid, thorough training that aligns directly with our curriculum that hopefully would make your lives easier and make your volunteers feel really supported and prepared to teach from our curriculum. And really any curriculum, you know, we go through in that training lots of best practices, general best practices for adult learners in, you know, adult ELLs, but also talk specifically about the Confidence and Connections curriculum and why it's structured the way it is and how to get the most out of those lessons. Other than that, the difference with the family network membership is some coaching time that we offer, and the option to set up a privately scheduled live online for your program. So if you attend one of our quarterly live online webinars and think would be really beneficial to bring to all of your teachers, maybe some weren't able to make it to the one we hosted, you can reach out to us to schedule a private live online for your teachers and your program. And so there's a couple other events that I'll go through. There's a coffee hour and a networking call. Those are two other events that family members are invited to. The coffee hours are designed mostly for instructors. It's instructors from all our different programs, the CC English in Boulder County and our network programs, to come together and discuss either a pre-planned topic or have more of a free-form discussion about teaching, or get advice from one another. Again, just provide that space for teachers to support one another. The networking calls are more for administrators looking for similar support, but around topics less related to teaching and more related to programming and retention and learner outcomes and things like that. So those are other events that are that we offer through the network, and that's as family members. We also, with family members, I'll just mention briefly, we do collect some basic data. We ask you to collect some basic data from your learners, nothing to do with their identities or backgrounds, really just getting a sense of where their language is at before using the curriculum or before taking classes, and then again afterwards to get a sense of how the network is supporting students indirectly and how it's supporting teachers. Again, I talked about events. So we have our live online trainings, and that involves our friends and family members. We offer those in February, April, June, and October generally. And coming up in 23, I just heard we have a grammar and context training in February. So that will be the next one. We just hosted one recently, just at the end of October. And that was on basically adult learning theory as we find it, and different myths and truths about how adults learn language. It was a really good one. And that recording is in the member portal, and I'll show you where. Then coming up in April of 23, we have a pronunciation training that I'm sure is going to be a lot of fun. We really like pronunciation here. And then we have our annual summer conference that I mentioned. That will be in August. We have our networking calls and our coffee or connection hours, and those happen quarterly as well. We release a calendar in the beginning, so probably in January or February, you'll see a more specific calendar of dates for these things online in the member portal. And I also send a lot of emails. So one thing I'll mention, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing right now. One thing I'll just mention about that is when you first sign up for the network through Anna or through us, we only actually include the primary contact for your organization in these event invites and in my weekly emails and all of the communications. So just as a note, if you have instructors in your program or anyone interested in hearing from us consistently and directly getting these invitations and things, they can always email me directly, and I'll make sure they get added to that list so that they're hearing from us directly, and so that you don't have to forward everything. But that doesn't happen automatically. The automatic person is just that primary contact. So I want to go ahead now. Are there any questions before I just go through the member portal resources?
I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay.
If anybody wants to unmute themselves or raise their hand, feel free to do so. It looks like we could just keep going.
Okay, perfect. So I will do that. I'm just going to pull up Anna. I hope it's okay. I'm signed in as you because I want people to see really how it kind of like the screen that you're seeing when you log in to our site. Not a
problem.
Okay, I won't do anything crazy. So as I've mentioned many times, we have this member portal, and that's, I think, one of the best benefits of being a network member. There are just so many great resources in here. So once you join as a network member and have an account set up in our site through intercambio.org, which is part of the process of accepting your invitation to the group, is you'll set up your own account. And then when you sign in, it'll look something like this. This is Anna's account. And now when you're signed in, you can go right up to where it says member resources here. And before you're signed in, it's going to say content restricted. You won't be able to access this, but once you are a group member, you can click on that. And then all this great stuff comes up. So the family membership documents, friend membership documents, these are more for the program administrators. First of all, there's a welcome packet in here. I'm just going to kind of give a little tour and show you what's in each of these tabs. So I just clicked on the family membership documents section. So there's some information about collecting learner outcomes from students, an overview around program and participant success and how to collect that data and why we do that, how to add new participants to your group. So I'll show you that briefly too, but all of this information is right in here. And then this family welcome packet at the bottom really says there's a lot of information in it, but it really has everything you need to know about the membership and what it includes and some of these processes. Similar for the friend membership. Again, these are, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure why I did that, Anna, but I'm going to look into that. The friend membership should have a lot of these similar documents that are an overview of the friend membership, what it includes, what the benefits are. The friend membership doesn't include collecting any data, so you won't see any of that information in here. See if this will work for me. I have a full office, so I think the internet's being a little slow. Here we go. Program tools. So again, I mentioned in the member portal some customizable tools and resources. And the program tools, this is where you'll want to go for those. So we have some enrollment forms that you can take and customize for your program. This is helpful for startup organizations that really just could use some templates and some ideas for how to create these kinds of forms and how to structure this type of documentation. So we have student enrollment forms that you can customize. They're in, their Word docs, so they can be changed and edited. An observation rubric for online group classes. And these are all very similar to what we're using in our local program and have found to be pretty effective. A role description for teaching assistant. We've found that to be a really helpful addition. So again, there's a lot in here: student record sheet, student feedback template. So again, this is all in the program tools tab of this menu here. The resources for confidence and connection. So this is going to be specific worksheets that go along with the books, that supplement the books, or different activity recommendations, teacher tips. Here's the resource booklet that goes with the teacher training if you're a family member and are involved in the teacher training. And so different supplemental resources that go along with our curriculum, conversation practice session guide, etc. So I'm going through this really fast, but I want you to have a sense of kind of what's involved in each of these. This is the best, though, is our webinar and training recordings. So this is where we post all of our past live online webinars. So for example, I mentioned our last one in October was the top myths and truths about it, how adults learn another language. So if you weren't able to make it to one of our live sessions, we usually offer an evening option and a morning option, but it's tough during the week. So we always post the recordings right in here, so you can get to those at your own time, at your convenience. So now there's been quite a few. These are all excellent. But you have a sense now of some of the topics we've done. So we did Lee Shanus, our founder and former executive director, hosted one on modeling cultural humility. That was the one before this most recent one we did. Supporting student motivation and confidence. So these are all about an hour to 90 minutes long, and they're the live online recording. So, you know, they're not edited perfectly, and, you know, but they're the live session that we've posted here. Some color vowel chart sessions we've done, engaging students online. You can see where the pandemic here hit. We need a lot of support for Zoom. So I hope that gives you a sense of kind of what we have here. There's a lot of them in here, and you can just go through them at your own speed. And when you involve teachers and invite them to join as group members, they too can access these and get some extra supplemental training from them. Beyond this, so we will post upcoming events here in the member events. Right now, I am solidifying the date for our next event, which is a coffee or connection hour for teachers in December. That's not posted yet, but you can go here when we have an event coming up within the next month or so and view it and register for it. For family members, we include notes from all of the networking calls. So kind of the key points that we're getting with program administrators in these conversations about programming. We always have a key topic we bring into those and discuss for those. So distance learning, learner outcomes, how they're taking advantage of our resources. So you can get a sense, you can get the key points from those conversations from these notes if you're interested. And I thank you all for your patience with my slow computer, my goodness. So I think that gives you a sense of what's in the member portal. And what I'll show you also is outside of the member resources. I just want to make sure you all know about our resource hub. This is actually a free part of our website that's open to the public. But what's great in here is we also have lots of different resources in here, teacher tips, short videos, and these aren't the long full recordings that are in the member portal. They're brief 5 to 10 minute videos on a certain topic. So in a short and sweet little pieces of information, again, teacher tips, worksheets, and then also this is where you'll find things like our placement test, information on our listening tracks, kind of the nitty-gritty basic things to use our curriculum and programming. So again, that is just if you go to our homepage, explore resources, we're in our resource hub right now. And now I want to so just real briefly, this is getting a little bit detailed, and what I can do, Anna, is I'll share a PDF that has these instructions with you that you can send maybe to everyone on the call after, or I'm happy to do that, but it's this can get a little confusing, but what I want to show you is how to add members to your group. So basically when you log in and you go to group here on the left, on the menu on the left, you'll find the group that you want to work with. So right now we're working with the Wisconsin Literacy Group. And what you can see is when you log in here, we have some folks who are members, and we have some managers, and we have owners. So the difference there is managers and owners can invite members, add people to the group, remove people from the group. They have that capacity, whereas members can access all the resources, but can't change the group members at all. So I have a feeling that like your site managers, or those of you who are running the programs at sites, are set as managers, so that you can then add your teachers, the instructors you want to include as members, who can access the resources, but not necessarily change who is included. So you can see we have still some open seats remaining. When you go to here on the left, there's an option to add a member. And similarly, Anna is, of course, the owner, so she also has the ability to remove members who maybe are no longer involved, or change their status or their role. Now, if I go to add a member, and this is how you all at some point became members, if you are included at this point, or in the future in January, if you decide to join, this is what it'll look like. So you'll get an email that has a link that you can click on to basically accept your invite to join the group. And then if you don't have an account with Intercambio yet, you'll set that up as you accept the invite. And then when you log in, you'll be able to access this member resource area of the website. So, and then from in here, you can, as Anna can review who's in the group, who still needs to accept an invitation, etc. So I think,
Kira, can I just add a comment there?
please. Yes.
So as people can see, there are quite a few seats remaining, and so you can add really as many volunteers from your program or tutors that you want to be a part of it. If we get dangerously close to using up all of our accounts, we can have a conversation, but that hasn't been an issue over the years. So I just want to encourage programs to, add as many people as they think will use the portal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Anna. You have plenty of spaces open. And one thing just to mention, if you do invite some instructors to join, just to make it clear, again, I'm going to share this printout, quick instructions for this, so that you can know kind of what to let your instructors know what to expect, how to accept this invite. Because I think sometimes they get an email and it maybe looks like spam, or, it goes to their junk mailbox. That's frustrating, but it's really the invite to join the group. So giving them a heads up of what to expect, that they're going to get this email with this link, that the link is safe, that it's going to help them join the group, so that in addition to creating their account in the Intercambio site, they're also going to be included in this group that will allow them to access that exclusive area of the website for members. And if anyone ever has technical issues, if any of your instructors are confused or frantic, you can always send them to us. We can troubleshoot so that you don't have to do that. But it is great for you to know how to add members yourself, so that you have that control to bring on new people as you want, so that you can really take advantage of what's in this site here. So let me just see, are there any questions now that I've talked through the member portal a bit?
I don't see any questions. Again, if anybody wants to unmute themselves or raise their hand, feel free to do so.
Please feel free. And again, I think that printout, those instructions I'll send will make this feel more clear and tangible than that quick run through I just did. But it is pretty, it's not a complicated process. It just includes a little bit of a heads up of what to expect. I've learned. So I think, let me just see if there is anything else. So we went through events. I want to just tell you a little bit how to just give you a sense of how to reach us if you need to. So again, you can always email me, and I'm going to share my info here. So keeps going to the beginning. Gosh, this is not my day for technology. Sorry, everyone. So again, you can always reach out to me personally if you have questions about membership, about how to navigate that member portal, upcoming events, anything like that. You're welcome to email me, of course, or Anna, but if it's more technical troubleshooting, please feel free to reach out to us. So you can email me at kira@intercambio.org, or our team at resources@intercambio.org. This is an email that all of us are monitoring. So Rachel, my director, who peeked her head in, and Candace, who's in charge of our ordering. So, and if you have questions about ordering books or materials or what's in, wanted more information about the materials, orders@intercambio.org is a good place to go for that. Candace can work with you on placing your first order, navigating that part of our website, and any questions you have about that online ordering process. So,
Kira, I have a question for you.
Great, yeah.
Kira, we have all your materials. We've been using them. I'm one of the people that trains tutors for the Sauk Prairie Area Literacy Council.
Yeah.
And I think what we're a little, since the pandemic, it's been a real struggle to get tutors excited about using these materials, and coming to our get-togethers where we try to teach them or introduce some of the things that you presented today. For an example, a couple weeks ago, we had an open house where we used free teaching materials. We had so many people on site ready to answer questions, and we had a dismal attendance. Part of it was the weather. We had 70-degree weather. And for Wisconsin, we kind of, we love those days. So that's the problem we've been having, is to get tutors excited about learning, because this is not an easy thing for a person to do on their own. They really need help and be able to get their questions asked. And as a side note, Kira, I've emailed you in the past, and I want everybody to know you are so quick and thorough in your emails when you get back to a person. You are very valuable to your association. I'll tell you that much. You really are. I appreciate all that. But like I said, it's been a real challenge to get people to learn this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate your kind words, Terry. And I hear you. And it's already so tricky working with volunteers and finding ways to, the incentive of feeling that you're making a difference and making connection. Those are very real things. But as a volunteer with a full life and other responsibilities and a nice warm day outside, it is really tough. And we found that, the pandemic really brought the energy down a lot more and required us to rally more than we ever have had to. So you are not alone in that. There's really this, I feel like it's this rebuilding time for so many programs where they've lost a lot of volunteers just through having to go online and having this learning curve of technology and losing a lot of volunteers that way, and just motivation. So I mean, I will say that part of the goal of the network is engaging teachers and building some excitement around this, and some of the topics like cultural humility that we bring as live online webinars. We really try and dig deeper into the purpose of teaching and the purpose of these connections we're building with students, to bring even more meaning to this work, because I think there's a lot of things working against us, and and managing volunteers it's tough, to say the least. So you're not alone in that at all. If you can, anyone who can show up at our events from your program, if you just keep forwarding those invitations, and it, I think, gives them a sense of support from like a wider this wider sense of community and support that I think feels really good for volunteer teachers. And also they're learning new things. That's exciting, builds some motivation for them. So keep doing what you're doing. As much as we can help support, please let me know. And I can also get ideas from our curriculum and training team who work directly with our teachers to see what, is helping. I think with our local teachers, what we've been doing more of since the pandemic, and feeling that challenge kind of that you're talking about, is we've been offering actually more trainings and more activities and trying to make them fun, and trying to emphasize that community aspect, because just like with students who make friends in classes and then have that extra sense of accountability to show up, I think it's the same with teachers, feeling like, oh, I'm a part of something, I'm important here, and they'll notice if I'm not here.
Okay.
I hope that helps, but just
Yeah,
know that,
thank you.
yeah, you're in good company. But I think we're all rebuilding slowly.
Okay.
Thanks, Terry. Any other questions, general questions, or about what I've reviewed quickly? And I want to say I've really appreciated, I think Wisconsin Literacy as a coalition, it's just one of our most consistent, solid, amazing partners. So I really appreciate, Anna, what you bring, and connecting all of these organizations with us, because we learn so much from being a part of the network ourselves. So you are all very valuable. Any other questions? I know it's a lot of information kind of quickly.
So we'll keep the time for questions. I just want to maybe give a little recap for if there are any members who are not already, somebody on the call or watching this recording who aren't already a part of the network, just to give a little bit of the timeline. So you'll receive a message from Wisconsin Literacy in the coming weeks asking you to fill out a form to either share your interest in renewing your membership or joining the network, the Intercambio network, for the first time. And you can talk to the regional staff member about if you're interested in doing the friends at the friends level, or if you think you'll use the family level, then talk to your regional staff about joining at that level. And we'll ask you for contact information for your program, and then work with Kira. And so I'll ask for that information probably by mid-December, and then we submit it to Intercambio, and then the renewal will come through in January. It is my preference as someone who's managing it from this end, is that we get as many people to join with everyone else in January, and it's probably easier on Intercambio's side as well. However, if you do learn about this program or get interest in the program later in the year, you are welcome to join at any time. Just reach out to Wisconsin Literacy about that and we'll get you connected.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's really helpful, Anna. And yeah, I did hear back from Rachel that we're looking at same around mid-December, like the 17th, but I'll reach out to you directly with more info on that. And yeah, oh gosh, there was something I was just thinking of. Oh my goodness. Oh, I was gonna put it out there that if you're listening in today, or if you're watching this recording and you're not receiving event invites, if you're part of the network and you're not getting communications from me and you would like to, please just reach out to me by email and let me know so I can add you to all the lists so that you're getting those. And again, that's putting that in the chat. Nice and easy. So it's been really nice to see you all, and again, put faces to names. Thank you for your patience with technical moments.
All right, thank you, Kira. If there are no other questions, just look for, I'll send out a message with the recording of the video. And so we'll send that out and you can share with others. And please, again, reach out to your Wisconsin Literacy staff members about any questions you have.
Thank you so much for having me. It's
Sure.
nice to
Thank you,
see you
Kira.
all.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.